by Sonali Gupta. When I was 21 years old, I attended a Vipassana course at Igatpuri for 10 days where speaking was strictly prohibited, and we were expected to observe our thoughts without judgment. The absence of any religious undertone and a strong scientific basis attracted me to it. Around the 6th or 7th day of the practice, as I was walking back from the common dining hall to the meditation center, I found myself feeling in sync with the surroundings and the mind felt absolutely still without any thoughts. I could hear the rustling of the leaves, the wind blowing, and for the first time it felt like I was really paying attention, and that moment till date remains a peak experience. There was a calmness and acceptance that had set in, and I sensed what being, why present, actually meant. It was healing and deeply calming, a feeling that words can't do justice to. This glimpse into a mindful state was a result of days of meditation combined with silence. After I came back, I would so often yearn to experience the same feeling. It has taken me years to understand that it requires conscious effort and practice to cultivate mindfulness in our own life. One of the questions that I'm asked over and over again by clients is to teach them techniques and tools that help them build mindfulness. However, most people seem to forget that mindfulness is a larger philosophy and a way of living. Understanding the ideology and then practicing it is where our journey begins. While self-care, mindfulness, have become the latest buzzwords and the most common hashtags for our Instagram lives, we have not learned to make deep dives that allow us to embrace mindfulness in our relationships, our daily life. In my personal experience, mindfulness is a process whereby we learn to be aware of the present moment, the sensations, feelings, thoughts that we experience in relation to the environment, other people, and to watch all of these without a sense of judgment. As you're rightly thinking, it's far easier said than done. The process involves multiple components, right from our ability to trust ourselves to huge amounts of patience. The patience to stay with all kinds of feelings, even the uncomfortable ones, and also an ability to hold the feeling as it exists without trying to dissect it. Very often clients ask me, how do I trust what I'm feeling or thinking? As we learn to pay attention to our own thoughts, we begin to realize that the fog has lifted and suddenly everything seems far clearer. This process of paying attention, done whether through the act of meditation, writing, or just patiently sitting with your thoughts, is a very personal journey. More often than not, it's an ongoing and a very challenging process. However, we have built enough traps in our modern lives that come in the way of this. Think about this, every time you experience an uncomfortable feeling, what do? We choose ways to distract ourselves, whether it's looking at our phones, scrolling through social media, distracting ourselves into other activities, or actively suppressing the unpleasant feeling. To add to this, the human mind also has the capability to constantly remember all those tasks that are incomplete. This is known as the Zeigarnik effect, a psychological phenomenon where we end up remembering more about all tasks on our list not completed over the ones that we have managed to close. In my experience, this exactly is where our anxieties, apprehensions about the future come to play, taking us away from the present moment. Our mind becomes a space of constant chatter where anything other than being present seems easier. That explains why people fill their life with work, find weekends too long and anxiety-provoking. However, we all can learn to develop mindfulness and simplify our life. There is always a possibility for second innings. As we were leaving for our family holiday, I noticed my daughter had forgotten to wear her watch. When I asked her, she said,